Mike Wise, let me bring you in, Washington Post sports columnist. That, by the way, was the first time that sound has hit air. And I just wanted to get your raw reaction to that.
Again, unconscionable. Some of the things he said. I've never watched Anderson that many times and cringed. It's tough to see. Physically, he looks a little like the Cowardly Lion in Wizard of Oz. Verbally, he sounds like a lost, sad man.
What do you think? It's been two and a half weeks since Adam Silver said he's banned for life. This absolutely would be an unprecedented move if these, three-quarters majority of these owners of these 29, 30 teams come together and say you're out. When does this thing really get moving, you think?
I think the NBA Board of Governors have a meeting in July, Brooke. I would be shocked if this were not part of that business. And if the vote didn't happen by then, that there weren't steps taken to actually remove him from his principal ownership. And I cannot see his wife, Shelley Sterling, remaining in any capacity in the ownership role. The collective bargaining agreement between the owners and players is obviously just a piece of paper. But there's also a morality clause, and some of it's not even written. And it's, if your players don't want a person who has said he doesn't want black people at his games in the building, if your players have said they want that person out of the league, irrespective of the fact that he pays their salaries, there's no way that Donald Sterling is going to be the owner of this team. So
because of the myriad things Donald Sterling has said, we've heard from a former teammate of LeBron James saying, if he is still sitting as the owner of this team come next season, LeBron James is absolutely not going to play. How realistic, Mike Wise, do you think that is?
The idea of a player boycott is something that you don't want to throw out in leverage cases for just anything. The fact that players are even talking about this means that they're thinking about it. And I would think that Adam Silver is going to call either Roger Mason Jr., the Vice President of the Players Association, or LeBron, and they're going to get on the phone and they're going to say, look, let's do this together. Let's go my channels first. If things get really tricky in the legal proceedings, then you can do that. But I would think that this is going to be a cooperative effort to get this guy out of the league. Okay. And I wouldn't be shocked if it came to that. I'd expect some players to sit out.
You would. It's interesting. Yes. We've been asking that question to so many different people. It's just hard to wrap your head around that. You mentioned the meetings in July. So we'll be seeing some activity, obviously, in the coming months. Mike Wise, Washington Post, thank you so much.